Juniors then are about to be there as Jared leaves us. He's off to say a quick good luck to Max Shields in the same team livery. He's going off P3, but we've got Jensen Mason off pole position with Ollie Naylor alongside. Shields will be third with Stoner in fourth. Tom Holden and Jacob Dukes on the third row. Tom Carter and Jaden Hewitt share row 4 with Nicholas Ellis and Finley Whiting completing the top 10. Bartek Filipiak and Joshua Howard on row number 6. Row 7 sees Oliver Brett Smith and Ethan Haig with Curtis Latimer and Harry Hurst Grover on row 8. Tom Elston and Oliver Green complete our 18 runners, and let's see whether Green can get back out because he did roll to a halt and straight into the pit lane at the opening part of the first heat for our junior Rotax kart. You just see a youngster there looking on. It is Jack Burgess. I could see the B on his waistband, but then he turned around just as the camera panned away, so I could see the Urgis bit, and so he'll be out there just watching the juniors making their way round. And let's see for this one whether Max Shields can actually get round the first lap from P3. As we see our front row there of Jensen Mason and Ollie Naylor going round. Mason with a strong first showing and does look like he's got his numbers in the right order this time, from the 85 he had in the first heat to 58 for the second one. Ollie Naylor, he's looking to make amends, but he's likely to start the final from the back end of the field, having been excluded from the first heat for coming in slightly underweight, unfortunately, but he will go off the front row this time. It's going to be Mason on pole in the green kart, Naylor alongside as the marshal just gets them slowed down. They're not in the tram lines, and we're going to have another snab at this one in around about a minute's time. So we're going to have to get them all going again. The inside here at Whilton, sometimes it's quite difficult to get them cut back, but we're going to go again as the green flag with the yellow chevron is shown out there down at Christmas Corner. And they're going to have their, in fact it's shown at 5 as well. So that's what the green flag with the yellow chevron means. They're going to have another go at that one. So they're going to roll round for junior Rotax. We're then going to have Honda heat number 3, our second, another guest class, and then we're going to finish the morning session with Micromax heat number 2 here at Whilton Mill. Let's see whether we can get this one. The issue wasn't the pole side. Looks like they were in solid position, but the inside just weren't in the tram lines enough for our start line marshal to give the green light. Good formation though as they make their way around the boots, as Ollie Green is with us. He's rolling the 28 in. We are in much better shape this time, and we are away and racing in junior Rotax, and it's Ollie Naylor who's got the power down early from Jensen Mason. They're leading the way. Max Shields has come through into third place as the 14 there, and we've got a driver off up the bank. That's the 45. Haven't got that driver actually on the number, but we'll see whether he can drag that one back. But it looked like he was going to have to go out then up and over the bank, and we might have had to pay to get back in if he'd have gone any further up that grass bank. But the rest of the field are still going. We'll try and find out who that is, because I'm sure that when the timing stack comes up, they will reappear. But I think that was actually quite a late entry onto the entry list here for the JKC series. It's the only driver I have in that class that's not on my comms notes, but it's Tom Carter, who won the opening heat of the day. I'm fairly sure he's not going to take victory in this one, unfortunately, and I will, in a few moments' time, just write down his number at the bottom of my notes here, as Jacob Dukes goes to the inside then of Ollie Naylor into Christmas Corner. So Naylor, who made the good start, is down now into P3 behind Jensen Mason. Jacob Dukes has come through with Max Shields in there as well. Tom Holden hanging on the back, the top 4, and Jacob Dukes once again not picking up on timing. He didn't in the opening heat. He's down there at the bottom. We've got Dukes, Carter and Latimer not picking up. Tom Carter does eventually come over start finish 1 minute and 22 seconds his opening lap, which would have been around about 1 minute for everybody else. So he's lost almost 20 seconds retrieving that kart from the foliage on the outside of the Fine Lady Kink here at Whilton Mill. Jensen Mason then leading the way. Ollie Naylor shown in second place, but it's Jacob Dukes coming through as Finn Whiting makes a late dive down the inside of the 87 of Tom Holden at Christmas and holds on all the way through to the Inkermans corner, the little flick, which is flat out with a really nice flat curb on the inside, which the drivers will absolutely flatten even more as they come through, and probably take a little bit of grass on the inside as well. Max Shields then on the back of Ollie Naylor for third place, but he needs to get through because Finn Whiting in the 81, having got past Tom Holden halfway round this lap, has already broke a couple of kart lengths away and is trying to catch up onto the back of Max Shields, who's shown in third but is actually in fourth. This is the battle for the lead then. Jacob Dukes, who missed round one of the JKC Championship at Fulbeck, is now running right at the sharp end here at Heat 2. Jinx to either side, can't get past Jensen Mason. There is a bit of side-by-side contact between the two of them at Christmas. And the run now down to Ashby's as the 38 is stationary, rolling to a halt as well. Sam Stoner from 6th place. Not the first time we've seen a driver pumping the throttle pedal and getting absolutely no response from their machinery as Nicholas Ellis picks up a contact warning. Dukes then to the inside of the left-hander into the boot complex, moves through, and even though the move wasn't the cleanest in his sense, in that he had it stopped sideways and literally threw it in and just hoped for the best, the time he's moved a few kart lengths away, and it's actually closed the rest of the pack up as well, because Mason ran slightly wide. Finn Whiting has got past Max Shields and Ollie Naylor as well. Naylor cuts back and almost has a bit of contact with Shields, because on the early part of that lap we could see the 181 down the side of his car, and now it's got a big rubber mark over the number board down the side of the 181 machine. Still running strongly though in P number 4, on P5 actually, because Jacob Dukes out at the front is not on the timing. We've picked that one up already, and Finn Whiting comes through then down the inside of Jensen Mason. Runs slightly wide. Mason's going to try and get back to the inside. Finn Whiting gives him a kart length and sticks the throttle down all the way around the outside. In the background, Max Shields tries to straight line it down the start finish to get down the inside of Ollie Naylor, but can't. Fastest lap of the race though goes to the charging Ethan Haig in P7. Mason back down the inside of Finn Whiting. Finn Whiting goes wide and Ollie Naylor comes through to take full advantage as well. Finn Whiting's going to lose 2 places, might even be 3, as Max Shields is right on the back there as they come through round Ashby's. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining, and we've barely had time to breathe since this one went green in Junior Rotax. Out at the front though, it's showing as Finn Whiting leading the way from Jensen Mason. Finn Whiting down the inside once again of Ollie Naylor into the boot. It's not the first time we've seen him overtake down into that corner. Really, really strong position there for Finn Whiting. It's Jacob Dukes though leading the way as the 28 of Ollie Green is overtaken by the field. Oh, Ethan Haig down the inside into the position where Max Shields wanted to turn in, and then by the time Shields turned in, there's contact and he is round at Christmas corner. Max Shields from 5th place is going to drop all the way now down outside of the top 10 by the look of it. Ethan Haig charging in the 27 got down the inside. It wasn't him actually that made contact with Shields. It was just Shields saw him arriving really, really late in, turned back out, and then there was contact into the rear quarter panel of Max Shields, and round he goes at Christmas corner. Looks like we've got the 56 of Latimer and the 29 battling it out into that far end of the corner. That's Joshua Howard. One minute then and 20 remaining, and Howard and Tom Holden for 6th and 7th. Max Shields has dropped down into P9, so I thought it was outside the top 10, but he has managed to get back into, as Curtis Latimer now appears to have popped back up into P6. Ethan Haig though, this is the battle now with Ollie Naylor for 4th. Naylor in 4th, Haig in 5th place. Behind them that is Curtis Latimer, the purple nose panel. Whiting sets a personal best, so does Naylor, so does Latimer. The pace really starting to pick up in the latter stages of this Junior Rotax race as the sun comes out, and Ethan Haig charging once again, another overtake down into Christmas corner. I think all of our drivers have a favoured place, and certainly for Haig it's into Christmas as Maximus Shields picks up a contact warning. Now he's been shown in 10th place as Jacob Dukes has been returned to the top of the timing tower where he wasn't for the early part of the race, but he has moved away from Jensen Mason. 1.5 seconds the gap between them. The time could potentially... Oh, and Latimer! Late move down the inside of Ollie Naylor, and Ollie Naylor pitched sideways into a spin. He's going to drop down towards the latter tail of the top 10 as Curtis Latimer picks up a contact warning there. And Latimer arrived so late that in terms of we were focusing on Haig and Naylor, and Latimer straight down the inside into a gap that was always going to close from Ollie Naylor as he takes the optimum line to the inside. And Naylor pitched into a spin and drops down into 8th place. Last lap board will be out this time then. And Latimer getting involved in that incident has sort of allowed now Joshua Howard and Tom Holden to close right up on the back. And both of them come through on Curtis Latimer into the left-hander, the first corner of the boot. So Latimer loses 2 places to both Joshua Howard's 29 and the 87 of Tom Holden. There they are swapping places on the screen. Last lap board is out this time then for your race leader, Jacob Dukes. Jensen Mason holds 2nd place then from Finn Whiting. Dukes, there he is, just further down the road, already round Ashby's, about 1.9 seconds from the rest of the pack there with that dark blue helmet with the blue neon flash down the side of it. But Jensen Mason in his first outing here in JKC in 2022 performing superbly to hold off Finn Whiting in 2nd place. Into the boot they come then for the final time. Jacob Dukes already round pit bend to take the checkered flag and victory in our junior Rotax class. His dad up on the wall with the fist pump as well.